We're starting the Maimer just for a few moments. If you could be silent. This week is Parshat Toldos. It's Erev Rosh Chodesh Kislev. It's the 29th of Cheshvan, and we read in the Parsha the blessing that Yitzchak gave Yaakov. That Yaakov, thank God, was able to take away from Esau, and he took it away and he gave him the blessing. What is the blessing? It's just two verses. V'yitein lecha helikim mital hashamayim umishmane ya'aretz v'roiv dogon v'sirosh yavducha amim v'yishtachelu l'chol imim hevigir la'achecha v'yishtachelu l'cha b'nei yimecha rechav. So what was the blessing? May Hashem give you from the dew of the heaven, from the fats of the earth. So the question is, we know that whenever there's a blessing, we don't use Elokim. Elokim is a name of severity. Elokim is a name of restriction. Elokim is a name of justice. When God brought the flood, He used Elokim. When He created the world, He used Elokim. So how come when you give a blessing, you use, here in this week's Parsha, He uses V'yitein lecha ha Elokim. That God, Elokim, gives you a blessing. In order to get a blessing, you need Yud Kei Vav Kei, which is Hashem. That's all the Baruch Atah Hashem. All the blessing, Yivarecha Hashem Yishmerecha. Yor Panav Hashem Yichuneka. Yisa Hashem Panav Elecha V'yasem Lecha Shalom. We always use Yud Kei Vav Kei, not the name of mercy, the name of kindness. And all of a sudden here, when Yitzchak blesses his son, Yaakov, what does he use? Elokim, which is justice, severity, restraint. How could you do that? So the answer is that the truth is, when you, the difference between chesed and gevura is, chesed is kindness, but gevura is really a higher level of kindness than kindness. What's the difference? There is a kindness which we call a mellow and a calm kindness. I'm a kind person. I give you in a good way, in a loving way, but it's very mellow and very kind and not so exciting and fired up. Then there is a higher level of kindness which is called gevura. What is gevura? When it rains, what kind of words does the Torah refer to rain? Gevurot hakshamim. The strength of rain. Is rain a kindness or rain a curse? Of course, rain is a blessing. Gishmei bracha. But why do we use gevura? Because it's a blessing that comes with a lot of strength, with a lot of fervor, with a lot of passion, with a lot of excitement. And sometimes a person can't handle it. It's too much for them, so they feel it's like almost like not a blessing. But really, a real blessing, a higher level blessing, is a blessing that comes from excitement, from strength, from passion, from an infinite blessing. So therefore, Yitzchak, when he blessed Yaakov in this week's Parsha, he doesn't just bless him with a very kind blessing. He blesses him with Gevura blessing, which is an infinite higher level of blessing than the blessing of Chesed, which is a kind blessing. And since Yitzchak is opposite of Abraham, Abraham was Chesed and Yitzchak was Gevura. So when Abraham gives blessings, it only comes from Yud Kei Vav Kei, which is Chesed. When Yitzchak gives a blessing, it comes from a higher level, which is an infinitely more passionable and more strength and more much more powerful blessing, that it comes therefore from there. And since Yitzchak gave Yaakov the blessing, that's why Yaakov knew that by getting this blessing, he will be able to, if Esau would allow it, he will be able to help Esau to be a mensch, and not only be a mensch, make Esau a greater person than Yaakov. So therefore, the blessing of V'yitein lecha ha'elokim is an infinite blessing. That's why normally when you start a sentence in Hebrew, you don't start with the word, with the letter V. V, it's like this: V'yitein, and he will give. When you say "and," means there was a word I said before it. I don't start off a sentence. You don't start off a sentence and he said, and that's already in the middle of a sentence. You use the word and. Here, Yitzchak starts the blessing and starts the sentence with and. Vi. What is the vi? So Rashi says, V'yitein v'yachzor v'yitein. Hashem will give, and He 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 will give. So the Vih is telling you that the blessing is an and. It's not just a blessing. It's a blessing that is always an and more, and more, and more He'll give. Because it comes from Elokim, which is infinitely powerful, and therefore He gave that to Yaakov. So Hashem should help that He should bless everyone, not only a blessing, but it should be v'yitain, health, v'yitain, wealth, v'yitain, nachas from the children, v'yitain, only good news for the whole Am Yisrael in a revealed way. Amen.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom.